Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Wimbledon 2025, Fritz, Navarro lead U.S. charge into round 4. 4 Americans are through to the 4th round at Wimbledon, and all 4 could end the tournament in the top 10. 4th seed Taylor Fritz, 10th seed Emma Navarro, 10th seed Ben Shelton, and 13th seed Amanda Anisimova are the last Americans standing in men's and women's singles tournaments, which began with 35 U.S. players across both draws, the most since 1999. Navarro has beaten 2 former Wimbledon champions in her quest to reach the quarterfinals for the second straight year. She beat 2-time titleist Petra Kvitova in the opening round and reigning champ Barbara Krejcikova in the 3rd round on Saturday. The former University of Virginia star has dropped just 1 set this fortnight, the opener in her 2-6, 6-3, 6-4 victory against Krejcikova, and will next meet 7th seed Mira Andreeva. Fritz followed a pair of 5-set wins against big servers Giovanni Pecci-Pericard and Gabriel Diallo with a 6-4, 6-3, 6-7-5, 6-1 victory against 26th seed Alejandro Davidovich Fokina on Friday. After failing to serve out the match at 5-3 in the 4th set, Fritz regrouped to emphatically book his place in the 4th round. He will next take on Australia's Jordan Thompson as he bids to reach the Wimbledon quarterfinals for the 3rd time in 4 years. Fritz has shown a flair for the dramatic in his progress to the last 16, with his eventful matches and his penchant for diving on the London lawns. The American is now sporting a deep cut on his right arm that has led to medical timeouts for treatment. It's getting pretty annoying having to stop all the time, Fritz said with a smile when asked about his diving. I feel bad for my opponent when I keep having to stop all the time, but you can only really do it on grass. I'm just really determined to get some of these balls, and eventually I'm going to win one of these points. Fritz is on a 7-match winning streak after his title in Eastbourne, where he also beat Davidovich Fokina in the semis. He also won a grass court title in Hamburg last month. Anisimova, runner-up at the Queen's Club last month, began her Wimbledon run with a 6-0, 6-0 dismissal of Yulia Putintseva and booked her 4th round place with a 6-3, 5-7, 6-3 result against Dalma Galfi on Friday. The American is competing in the Wimbledon main draw for the first time since her 2022 quarterfinal run. She was knocked out in the final round of qualifying last year. Shelton has been even more dominant this fortnight, winning all 9 sets he's played on the way to the last 16. He has now made at least the 4th round at all 3 Grand Slams this season and will next play for his first Wimbledon quarterfinal appearance. For more from London, including complete draws and schedules, visit Wimbledon's official website. June's drizzle gives way to July's classic English sunshine, where center court awakens with anticipation. The U.S. contingent, Taylor Fritz, Emma Navarro, Ben Shelton, and Amanda Anisimova, emerge not as hopefuls, but as statements. With 35 Americans in the draw, the most since 1999, their presence is a testament to a national tennis renaissance, especially on grass courts that once confounded U.S. players. Act 2, Fritz, the grass court gladiator. Taylor Fritz, the Iron Man of grass, embodies this resurgence. Earlier tuning into titles in Stuttgart and Eastbourne, he's riding confidence into SW19. His opening round against lightning server Giovanni Pecci-Pericard extended into the early hours after curfew, yet he triumphed in 5 sets, fabric for cinematic highlight reels. He followed with a marathon 5-setter over Gabriel Diallo, raising his first-round tally to a record 109 games, now the 3rd highest in Wimbledon history. In round 3, he brushed aside Alejandro Davidovich Fokina with flair, 6-4, 6-3, 6-7, 6-1, storming into round 4 and next facing Australia's Jordan Thompson. Fritz's game is a grassy mosaic, standout baseline strokes, deft drop shots, and gravity-defying lunges that leave him often retreating to receive treatment for scrapes. As he quips, you can only really do it on grass. His grit and determination, plus 7 consecutive match wins, including grass titles, make him a genuine contender. Act 3, Navarro, Forge of Resilience. Across the draw, Emma Navarro is scripting her own odyssey. Seeded 10th, Navarro has dispatched two former champions. Petra Kvitova, twice crowned on these lawns, fell in round 1. Then came Barbara Krejcikova, the defending champion, over 3 sets, 2-6, 6-3, 6-4. Krejcikova's injury-riddled season took its toll in a match marred by rain delays and swirling wind. Navarro's mental steel shines in stats. Only 11 unforced errors to Krejcikova's 53. Her composure in chaos speaks volumes. An ESPN recap emphasizes her calm under pressure. Part of you is saying just put a bunch of balls on the court, but then you trick yourself into not playing the way you want to play. Reuters.com. Her path will now cross with 18-year-old Phenom Mira Andreeva, with a date set that follows the litany of upsets, ensuring only first-time women's champions at this Wimbledon. Act 4. Shelton and Anisimova under the radar. While Fritz and Navarro command headlines, Ben Shelton and Amanda Anisimova quietly cruise into round 4. Ben Shelton, the 10th seed, has lost 0 sets en route, an ominous signal for any opponent. Amanda Anisimova, seeded 13th, disclosed her return from a mental health break earlier this year. She powered past Dalma Galfi 6-3, 5-7, 6-3, bringing fresh teeth and resolve into the fortnight. Although their names take a quieter tone in the press, their performances echo a broader American story: depth, resilience, and the ability to break into tennis's elite. Act V. American momentum and grass court renaissance. Beyond statistics, symbolism prevails. For Americans in the round of 16 across both draws signals a redefinition of U.S. tennis. Grass, a surface once alien, is now being claimed. Fritz's lung-busting defense, Navarro's gritty shot-making, Shelton's resilience, and Anisimova's return from adversity all contribute to a narrative of transformation. Their journeys also challenge conventions. Fritz, long seen as a one-slam wonder, is embracing the pressure, most recently leading the U.S. to a United Cup title, forging a champion's mindset. Navarro's grass game isn't accidental, it's cerebral. Against top-level experience, her strategic variability and tactical nous shine, as she manipulates her opponents into errors. At every turn, they're flipping the script. Grass tennis favors big servers and slice, but these Americans introduce baseline variation, point construction, and athleticism into the mix. Epilogue: what awaits? Fritz versus Thompson, a match framed between two guys who live for the grass dance. Fritz's flair meets Thompson's consistency. Navarro versus Andreeva, youth versus poise. Navarro's brutal logic collides with Andreeva's power playground. Shelton and Anisimova, still writing stories of their own. Shelton eyes a maiden quarterfinal. Anisimova, restoration and breakout simultaneously. Toronto's more than 2 weeks away, but Wimbledon's present writes legacies. What happens next? Will Fritz wrestle back the major's road? Navarro capture a Grand Slam? Will America reserve its resurgence in roses? Studio Microphone final thoughts. At Wimbledon 2025, U.S. tennis isn't just participating, it's dictating. Fritz's fearless theatrics, Navarro's consistency under pressure, Shelton's grit, and Anisimova's comeback all converge into a narrative of renewal, innovation, and national pride. Whether center court yields more U.S. flags, one thing's certain: the charge into round 4 is not a peak. It's a path, lined with possibility and splashed with color on the green grass of dreams.